Hi, how's everyone? Thanks for coming back. Hello and welcome if you are new. Got the love reading today. I'm using the Tarot of the Divine deck because me and the Fairy deck are having a disagreement right now, so we're going to have to put them aside so I can meditate on that and see what the problem is. But I picked the Tarot of the Divine. This is the one about mythology and folklore from around the world. So if I know the story, I'll relay the story, but I don't know all of them. So we're going to do the love reading. I picked a new spread. We're going to look at the astrology real quick. For love, you want to consider the moon, the moon, the Venus, and the Mars placements. Right now, the moon in tropical is in Cancer. In the sidereal, it is in Gemini. Venus right now is in Virgo in both, and Mars is in Scorpio in tropical astrology and Libra in sidereal. Remember, the difference is tropical is shifted by one sign, sidereal is the true sky. So let's look at that real quick. So the moon is our emotional needs, how we express what we need to feel secure, what we need to feel that we can love deeply. Okay, it's very sensitive. It's kind of tenuous. It can be dreamy, it can be delusional, it can be deep, it can be habitual. Moon energy is very liquid, okay? Right now, with the moon in Cancer and Gemini, the heart wants loyalty and protection and sentiment on the outside. That's the Cancer energy. But on the inside, the heart seems to be wanting good communication, productive, thought-provoking, equitable, um, creative communication. That's that Gemini energy. It also wants to be curious and have good conversation. For Venus energy, smack dab in Virgo in both tropical and sidereal, this is how we express our love. Venus energy, Taurus and Libra ruled. This is Virgo energy here. We express our love by working hard. Okay, that's that work ethic. We're gonna work at it. It's work, right? But it's work out of love. All right. It's being responsible and dependable. It's showing people that you are responsible and dependable, loyal, helpful, and patient. But it also wants that in return. Venus rules Libra, and Libra is the scales of balance. What you put out, you want to receive. What you receive, you are apt to share. That's that Venus energy. Mars energy is our passion for good or bad. War and love, all is fair in love and war. That's Mars energy. Mars and Venus, in mythology, Aries and Aphrodite, they constantly affared with each other, even though they would go off like Aphrodite was married off to Hephaestus, and I don't know if Aries had a wife or anything, but they couldn't keep their hands off each other. Love and war, both ruled by passion. So with Mars in Scorpio and Libra in Sidereal, this is passion, transformative passion, okay? It's persistent. It's assertive. It's deeply emotional. That's Scorpio energy. But it can be suspicious or maybe even competitive. That's Scorpio. But for the Libra on the way in the sorry, Libra in sidereal is the inner world. So on the inside, we may be knowing that on the outside love is passionate and transformative, maybe emotional, maybe a little competitive, maybe a little suspicious, maybe you're possessive over your lover. But on the inside, in that Libra energy, you want it to be balanced. Deep down, you're looking for fairness, compassion, and beauty and peace. Okay? So in sidereal, that Mars energy is in Scorpio. It could be possessive, it could be combative, it could be um, just very fiery. To me, Scorpio is an honorary fire sign. I don't know why, but it's very fiery to me. Probably because with Cancer, they're weepy. Pisces are kind of dreamy. Scorpio, if they get emotional, they want to burn shit down. So I kind of vibe with that. So this is how we're gonna do the spread. I picked a new spread. This here on the left is person A, person 1, doesn't matter, male or female, don't know who you are. Place yourself wherever you resonate. On the right here, we've got person 2. In the middle, we've got the state of the connection. So card number 1 for person 1 is just kind of like baseline what is their energy kind of card, okay? Um Card 2 is going to be their feelings. Card 3 for them is going to be their baggage. Okay, that's on both sides. In the middle, we have the state of the connection. Then we have the influences and some advice. Okay, so this looks really interesting. I'm curious as to how this is going to play out as a new spread. So let's see here. Person number 1. We've got the Three of Cups, but in the reverse. Oh, no, I'm sorry. The Nine of Cups, but in the reverse. So, person 1 is in an energy of feeling there's lack or unfulfillment in emotional realm. Nine of Cups is somebody who has all their emotional receptacles, I like to say, the chalices that hold the water for the love. They're all upright, they're all clean, they're ready, they're set up. He's proud, they made it through. They're in a they're in an energy of being open to sharing that love, but they're missing one thing. The 9 is missing the person. That will make the 10 of Cups. In this card, person 1 is in the reverse energy. So this is somebody who is feeling some kind of lack. Something is missing. Something is unfulfilled. There's a little bit of energy of greediness here. Like I want what I want, and I want it when I want it. I feel like that Libra energy, very much quadruple Libra. I absolutely vibe with that. I want what I want when I want it. What's so bad about that? I don't understand. Do you know how long it took me? This is me talking as a Libra in this in this person 1. Um, do you know how long it took me to get to this point? So there's an energy of like you, me, because I've done it, speaking to the universe, going, you watched me for years figure this out, talk to you, tell you what I wanted, go through the meditations, go through the therapy, go through, being real with myself. You know what I want and what I need. Why isn't it ready now that I'm ready? Okay, that's kind of, it's that impatience kind of greedy feeling. I want it all. I want it now, but it's not here. The 9 of Cups in the reverse means those cups are empty, right? It's a disaster. Okay, it's all knocked over. There's real lack here in this person 1. Now, is this their circumstances or is this them in their emotional health? Okay, that's what we have to figure out. Card number 2 for person 1 is their feelings. And we do have Queen of Wands energy, that fire energy. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius could be a Sagittarius energy. I give the Queen of Fire to Saggy. So this is somebody here who is lively and dynamic and powerful and creative and passionate, independent and vivacious. So they're like, they think they're in good energy and they pretty probably are, but there's just this feeling of lack here. Like, there's a feeling of, I want to say, how do I explain this, what I'm seeing? Somebody's going like, I'm hot, I'm smart, I got all my shit together, I'm ready to share, I'm a fiery, goddess here. This is Pele in this deck. Pele is what's the word? oof, I always forget words when I'm channeling, but the Hawaiian goddess of the volcano. Okay, so think of volcano energy. It's dynamic, it's destructive, it's generative, because where things are burned away is where new things grow. So this person is in that kind of powerful creative energy. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. They're like, I'm fucking hot. Why am I single? Why are my cups all knocked over? There's the lack there in that 9 of cups where there's no person. Okay. And their baggage. We do have a King of Swords here. This is Griffin energy. I'm not very versed on the Griffin mythology. I just know that they're an eagle lion bird. Eagle lion, something like that, right? But this is somebody who's very noble and patient. This is Aquarius energy. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But again, I give the king to the higher of the signs, which is Aquarius, but it could be any air sign. So we've got somebody here in person A that has fire and air in their chart. Well, that sounds very volatile, but boy, does that sound like a good ride, doesn't it? So this is somebody who's patient, wise, noble, intelligent, just, and competitive. There's that competition there. Why is this baggage, though? I mean, I guess baggage can be good too, because like in the Fool card, the satchel that the Fool is carrying just the basics, right? 1 cup, 1 sword, 1 pentacle, and 1 wand. And he's not burdened by that baggage. So maybe this means that their good baggage is all these good qualities in themselves. There's also here a need for being truthful and honest. There's honest about what they want, who they are. Now, Aquarius energy is very flighty. All the air signs are very flighty. Okay, it's their nature. It's our nature. Okay. I gotta take up for my sign. Aquarius energy is very expansive because they're not good one-on-one. I have to admit. Gemini is how they relate to themselves, how they feel about what they think, how they feel about what they know, how they communicate that, and how they integrate that with what's around them. Libra energy is the first energy that moves outside themselves and has a relationship with other people one-on-one. Libra rules personal relationships one-on-one. You and your sister, you and your lover, you and your boss, you and your teacher. I mean, they're all one on one. A lot of people say that Libra has a different personality for everybody they meet. It's like, well, yeah, I made it special for you. They're kind of very concerned with how the other person is perceived or perceives them. Okay, Aquarius energy is above all that shit. If you think about the air element, Gemini is the little whirlwinds that whip around the parking lots, and Libra might be where the kites fly, those low thermals where it's kind of close to the ground and you're pretty, you can be where I can see you. It's energy that's always near you, but it's very dynamic and flowing. And Aquarius energy is the air that's way above that. It's where the hot air balloons go. Okay, where you get a larger vantage point, a higher perception, a higher perspective. You can see and process all the things in the situation without being involved in it, without putting yourself in the middle of it. That's Aquarius energy. You're involved in it in the way that you observe it. It's around you. It deals with people that you know, people that you love, yourself, your circumstances. But there's an energy in Aquarius, King of Swords, where they're removed from it. So in that way, they're able to be very just, and that is That's an aspect of the air signs. The King of Swords does carry the Ace of Swords, which is the sword of truth. So, from his high vantage point, that's why a lot of people think when dealing with Aquarius energy that they're quote unquote high on their high horse, or they're removed, they're cold, they don't connect, they're their own thing, and they are. And that's one of the things that is coming along with this person. So their feelings are that a Queen of Wands, very confident, but their baggage is some kind of, I heard their baggage is their intellect. For some in the collective, I don't know if anybody will resonate with that person. One of their things, their baggage is their intellect. So I feel like this may be somebody who gets in their own way with thinking too much about what's supposed to be passionate. Okay? Person number two, person two. The first card that came out for person two was the Fool. Okay, this is Ariel. Well, she wasn't Ariel in the book. She was just the princess. So this is the Little Mermaid, the Sea King's the Sea King's daughter. So this is somebody who is in an energy of beginning something. So there's an innocence here, but there is will and a free spirit. The one thing I want to point out about that Little Mermaid story is that she did make a choice. She made a choice for love, and she went into it with pure intentions and fully expecting to get her man, right? But in the book, in the original story, she does not get her man. The Disney story cleaned it up, okay? That's fantasy on top of fantasy. In the true story, she does not get her man. She dies without him. He chose someone else, and she must go on without him. So that's when she dies and turns into sea foam, and there's a whole thing about her soul, whatever. But the one thing that stands out to me that everybody forgets about that story, they don't show in the Disney movie, is that when she transformed, the sea witch worked into the spell that with every step she took in human feet, she felt pain in her feet and legs. So it was like knives in her feet, in the skin, in the flesh. So in the very essence of what she was, her essence of what she was using to live a life, this fool's adventure, there was pain there. So this could be somebody who, even though they have experienced great pain in love, they are still so eager to try again. Okay, person number two. The feelings here in person number two, we have strength in the reverse. This is the story of Janet and Tamlin. I think this is Scottish. He was bewitched. She fell in love. He said, in order for me to be free, you have to hold on to me through all my transformations. And at the end, if you can be strong enough, the spell will be broken and we can be together. That's the essence of the strength card, is holding on through transformation and fear. Now we do have Mars in Scorpio. And Scorpio is the transformation, okay? Are you strong enough? Is this person is feeling, am I strong enough to hold on through this again, okay? Because this is somebody who's weak and stressed and at their breaking point with strength. So they don't know if they have it in them for another go around. But their heart is so ready. The baggage here, we do have the High Priestess in the reverse. So they're here is talking about hidden motives. Okay, there's some kind of deception here. Maybe they're being deceptive with themselves. Are they strong enough? Maybe they're not strong enough and they keep telling themselves they are. Maybe they're not ready yet and they keep telling themselves they are. Maybe they've forgotten the lessons they had to learn the last time around, right? They're just not strong enough right now emotionally. They couldn't hang on. I heard that couldn't hang on. I couldn't hang on. Because in that story of Tamlin and Janet, he transforms into three fearsome beasts, and she has to hold on to him. And he made a promise. He's like, no matter what I turn into, I won't hurt you. But she didn't know that, right? He transformed into a bear, and she had to hold on while he while he what's the word, raged and tempered and was in agony. Then he transformed into a lion, and she had to hang on to him then too. And then he transformed into like a crocodile or an alligator, something really fearsome from the water, and she had to hang on to that too. And they've been through something where they had to hang on so much that now they're depleted, now they're weakened, now they're in a state of they have to repair. So with this high priestess in the reverse, this could be somebody who's not being honest about that. Okay. In this deck, the High Priestess is Scheherazade of a Thousand Tales from the Aladdin myth. Yeah, the 1001 Arabian Nights. And her motive was just to stay alive, because she was betrothed to a Shah that he lost his first wife and then went on a killing rampage. Okay, he's like, he decreed where he would just marry and kill them on their wedding nights, right? So he cycled through so many women in this kingdom that he was down to his advisor, and his advisor was like, I mean, I guess I got a daughter you can marry. But she knew what his motive was. So in order to buy herself some time, she told him 1001 tales and strung that man along for, I mean, what's 1,000? Over 2 years? Over 3 years. She strung that man along for 3 years. Every night he came to consummate. It was like, do you remember in A Princess Bride, when he was talking about when he was on the pirate ship, and he's like, yeah, the pirate, the head pirate was like, good work, Wesley, get some sleep, I'll most likely kill you in the morning. This is kind of what the king would tell the Scheherazade every day. Nice story, but when I come back, we're gonna fuck and I'm gonna kill you. And every time he came back, she would start her story again, and he'd be so enthralled in what she was saying that he didn't realize the sun was coming up. So if you figure, even if he had, let's do the math here, okay? They did the math. Let's do the math. Even though it's going to be shit because I'm shit at math. If you think about, the guy had a harem, not just wives, but he had a harem. So even if at a conservative end, he had 30 courtesans, and he visited them every month and only cycled around to her once a month, she had 1,000 stories, so 1,000 nights. We never know if that's consecutive. Who knows how long she had him stringing along. That's the key with the High Priestess in the reverse. Is there an end? What's the motive? Like, she knew his motives, so that's why she kept lying. Well, not lying, but I don't know. It's like the sweet words to string you along. They might be, just making false promises here because they've been through something. They were eager to do it. It ended up being something that depleted them, and now they're just in this energy of, it says, what is this word? Observing? Obscurity. Okay, hidden motives, deception, and obscurity. So they're kind of keeping what their true intentions are to themselves. Boy, that was a roundabout for person 2. But I'm wondering if they're being deceptive with themselves also. Right? Like somebody saying, "Oh yeah, I'm ready. Look, yeah, look, we can go out. We can do this." But inside, they're not ready. But they're not being honest with themselves that they're not ready. could be somebody who's stuck in some, what's the word? Expectation. It's like, I don't have the strength for this, but this is what they expect of me. So that's how they're not being honest. That's what I feel from this. That's interesting. I don't have the strength for this, but this is what they expect of me. So it's done with sincerity, but no passion. Where's the passion? That's Scorpio, that Mars energy is missing here. Where's the passion? It's in the reverse in that strength card. No, the energy is gone. So like person one here is in that Queen of Wands energetic. Yeah, I'm creative. I'm passionate. I'm just missing my person with the Nine of Cups in the reverse. I'm just missing my person. Impatience. But fair. I mean, the King of Swords is fair. So they're a good upright person. It's just I'm feeling impatience with them. And with person two, they've just been round the way for, however long. It was painful every step. They didn't get what they wanted. They went into it sincerely and eagerly. But they came out of it here with that strength in the reverse, just emotionally depleted. Emotionally depleted. And now they maybe are in a situation where it's like, but this is what's expected of me. The hidden motive here in this card for me is buying time. Somebody's trying to buy time. Okay? So the state of the connection here. Card number 3. We do have the Two of Wands in the reverse. Two of Wands doesn't come out very often, even with this deck. This is the god Janus. He's the god of doorways. That might sound silly. Because there's no Greek, there's no Greek comparison with Janus. Like when the Roman gods were merged with the Greek gods, this one didn't have a contemporary, so they didn't know what to do with Janus. But he's the god of new steps into new doorways. I always give him the credit of erasing our memory when we walk through a door and then we forget why we went into that room. That's that energy. Is once you move to another once you move to a new energy, you have to forget or let go. That's leave the baggage of the old cycle. Okay. In the reverse here, this is talking about indecision, playing it safe, and taking a pause. So currently this connection is on a pause. Now, it's not that they don't know who each other are. It's not that they don't interact. This could be no contact, however, and they're just kind of dealing with what they got to deal with, but they're still connected. It's not live. It's on a pause right now. Because they're with the heads here on the god, one looks back, one looks forward. But in the reverse, it's like they don't know which way to go. They don't know which way this is going to go. They don't know which way they need to go. They don't want to step through to a new time frame, a new condition, right? They're stuck in this liminal space, and the liminal space is when you go through a doorway and you have to go through the long hallway to get to where you're trying to end up. There's that space in between, in healing, in working, in moving on, in change. There's that liminal space in time where it's kind of barren and you're walking by yourself. The lights may be flickering and you may be afraid. There's not much around you. It's very sparse. There's that liminal space between one form and another. Right now, that's all in a pause. Okay. The influences here. We've got the Eight of Swords, and this is limited choices, no good options. This is Paralysis, mental paralysis, and internal conflict. Yeah. Again, being in your head, not being able to see what's true. It's not that the truth is not available, it's that you can't see it yet. But is it because of things that you have over your own eyes, right? You can't see, or somebody can't see, which way to go. But right now, the connection seems to be paused because there's indecision and lack of direction here. Eight of Swords is talking about that limited choices, no good options. For the for the advice, we've got the King of Wands. So there is a matched pair here. We've got the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands, but there's also a King of Swords involved here. High Priestess, we've got a Pisces. That's, yeah, the Fool, I think, is Aries energy. And then here we've got a King of Wands, Sagittarius energy. Matched pair. But it came out funky. It came out kind of blue. It kind of fluttered a little and spun around and landed on the floor sideways. So I'm going to have to respect that and try to read it as it's not set in stone, I heard. It's still changeable. But this King of Wands energy is the Phoenix, something coming back from another form. Again, changing form, transformation, Scorpio energy here. But it came out sideways, so okay. Somebody who usually in their upright energy is strong and noble, steadfast and fierce, very confident, like Sagittarius energy is very generous, very open, ruled by Jupiter, wanting to bless everything, beneficial, right? This is like sugar daddy energy. On the reverse, it would be somebody who's like volatile and unreliable, feeling weak and powerless. But it came out sideways, and I feel like there's somebody here who's very raw. Very raw. The energy, or for the connection here, it's raw because there was a hurt ego. There was hurt ego here, I think, from both sides. So now it's like, it's stagnant now. It's just in a pause. Okay, that's what I have. Instead of oracle message, let's get some love quotes for this one. Where did I put them? I have to find it. Hang on a second. Where did I put them? Put them aside because I haven't been doing love readings that much lately. So I'm going to pause it real quick and I'll find that deck and I'll be right back. Okay, I was getting another message from that High Priestess in the reverse, and it was somebody who's waiting for somebody to come to their senses. Okay, because that's what Scheherazade was doing. She was buying time so that maybe he would change his mind. Maybe his heart would be changed. She was telling him, all the sweet words, whispering all the sweet nothings. Okay, hoping that they would change their mind. Now, they're making me feel like some in the collective, that's what you're waiting for. You're waiting for somebody to whisper those sweet nothings to you, but you have to beware that they can be lies. You're just wanting the words. You're not really caring if they're true or not, and that's going to cause more problems in the future. Okay, we've got, I love it when you call... I forgot to take that out of it. We'll do the other side. This is, I love the fun we have together. I feel like that's that Queen of Wands. She's very fun-loving. Yeah, there's one person in pretty good energy, even though they're a little bit... they're just missing something. They feel they're in emotional lack because they don't have their person. And person number 2 is like in no condition to be anybody's person right now. Yeah, and the connection is at a pause, it's at a standstill because there's no good ways to move here. And there's hurt egos. Yeah, I get that from the Queen of Wands, that hurt ego. Like, what? You know, why you gotta say fuck me for? But the other person is like, because I'm not in a position to be anything for you right now. But it comes off very cold. That's why this Queen of Wands is up in her feels, okay? She's up in her own ass right now about these feels because she knows how dynamic she is. She knows how gorgeous she is. And I feel like person two is like, I'm not debating that. I am not debating how gorgeous you are. I'm not debating how creative you are. I'm not debating how passionate you are and how good it is in the set. What I'm trying to say is that I'm not in a position to be your equal. That's what person two is saying. So in that respect, the connection is on hold. God damn it. Okay, we get some love messages between these two, please. Love messages between these two. I might. Oh, you know what? Before we do that, I'm sorry. This is gonna run a little long. Let's do the bottom of the deck to see what's if we have anything. Okay, we've got the Hangman. Pisces energy. I think this is waiting it out. Yeah, waiting it out. Stasis and laying low. Then we've got the Nine of Swords in the reverse. Acceptance. Acceptance of something that's been mentally exhausting. Okay? Acceptance, release. Release is the key here. Releasing that. Nine of Swords has been coming up recently with the vice versa deck, and it's on the reverse side, it's somebody who's waking up to a new day. They're finally letting go of those swords. Okay, this is the reversal of a self-fulfilling prophecy with this, because this Nine of Swords in this deck, I believe, is the Oedipus myth. It was a self-fulfilling prophecy. It was self-fulfilling torment, and they're releasing that. So we've got waiting it out, acceptance and letting go, and we've got Queen of Swords. We've got two matched pairs here: King and Queen of Swords and King and Queen of Wands. So this is definitely somebody who has air, a lot of air and a lot of fire in their charts. Queen of Swords here in her upright energy. She's coming through like almost feeling like my other half is depleted, so I need to step up, right? This is somebody who is decisive and fair, principled, intelligent, and precise. May come off a little bit cold. Again, Aquarius energy, making the hard decisions out of faith and honor, but not necessarily to everybody's comfort. Okay? So that's kind of, okay, now we get a little bit better perspective here. Hangman, this thing is on hold, this thing is on pause, but they are on each other's minds. And I think that Queen of Wands here in person number one is the one really literally carrying the torch for this. Okay? I love that we have fun together. Let's get a few more, please, for the lovers here. I have to wait for a second. Wait, it's a thick deck, so now I gotta split it in half. Let's see here. And get some messages between these two lovers. Okay. Please come find me. I am yours. Ooh. I feel like that's being whispered in the connection, like in dream state. Remember the connection where soulmates and twin flames are connected on the 5D, and we can only access that in dream or meditation. So I feel like somebody is just kind of wishing, come find me. I'm yours. There's no remedy for love but to love more. I think that's that Queen of Wands. We've got, oh, did it fall? Nope. You give me the strength to reclaim who I am. Wow, there's person two struggling with strength, but maybe getting it through their connection, through their intentions, through the knowledge of this person, this other person, person A, person one, is ready and has their cups. They're just missing their person, and person two knows that it's them, but they're kind of stagnant right now. I heard paralyzed, because we do have that Eight of Swords in the reverse, right? Or the Eight of Swords upright. That paralysis, mental paralysis. Can we get something else from the Lovers, please? How could you think that you are anything but everything to me? That's from the Queen of Wands. Is it? Yes. Well, they got me going with that person too. How could you think that you are anything but everything to me? No, I'll leave it there for now. Because it feels like with person two, that's what that High Priestess is saying. The High Priestess in the reverse, the one that's telling tales, the one that's buying time, right? The one that's stringing them along, breadcrumbing, because they don't have the energy to be anything real. How could you think that you are anything but everything to me? It says, I listen to songs that remind me of you. Let's get the other pile. I'll get a few more, and then we'll wrap it up. Anything else for the Lovers, please? You've got, I can't process a love this deep and complete. Yeah, they can't process that right now. Especially with that High Priestess energy in the reverse. They know it though. It brings them some comfort, but it's also brings them trepidation, right? This is from the song Perfect by Ed Sheeran. I never knew you were the someone waiting for me. I feel like it might be the Queen of Wands, because she's got that Nine of Cups in the reverse there, waiting for her person. So this may, she might meet them and it's like, I didn't know you were the one waiting for me this whole time. Oh, I love that. Let's see. We just get a couple more. Oh, well, that's too many. I'll take the top one and I'll put them. So we've got from Peter Gabriel, In Your Eyes, I Am Complete. In your eyes, there in your eyes, the light, the heat. In your eyes, I am complete. It says, I hold you in my heart. I want you in my arms. Again, I feel like that's that Queen of Wands. She's not fucking around. She knows what she wants. She's like, get here and get in my bed. You're worth fighting for, and I'm ready to go to war. Yeah, Pele, the Queen of Wands, Mars energy. All is fair in love and war. Right? That's Libra, Mars energy. Get over here and get in my bed. Let's see. One more, please. Just one. One, and maybe we'll get some advice cards. One more, please. Just one. Thank you. I never wanted to hurt you. Yeah. What did I say before? I never wanted to hurt you. I'm not here to hurt you. I feel like that's the person too. Look, they can love and they do have feelings for person one, but there's something in their energy right now where they just don't have the strength to do this. So now the connection is in limbo. Okay? But there's some love messages between the two. The Queen of Wands is frustrated. I get it, girl. I'm with you on that. But person number two is still, I think, healing. And I think getting really honest with themselves about what they want, what they can provide, and what they need. Okay? Let us get just a couple. I know this is running over, but what's like 4 more minutes, 5 more minutes, right? Let's get some final advice, please. For the collective, what's in this love reading? Yeah, hold up. It's pause, rest, consider, and chill out. I feel like that's for that Queen of Wands. Baby, chill out. That fire energy is, burning people here. Chill out. He needs a pause. He needs a rest. He needs to get his shit together. 222, but keep the faith, okay? Timely and auspicious opportunities are coming. Stand strong in your personal truths, okay? So they're going to try to work back towards each other, but keep the faith because opportunities are coming in. There's this liminal space here where nothing's moving. Oh, and now we did not get the Wheel of Fortune or the World, but they're giving me a feeling that circumstances are changing. Spirit is saying circumstances are changing. So the limbo that this relationship is in is while things are reset. Things are reset, they said. They're showing me a wheel. And it's like while the wheel, it's like clearing, it's clearing the wheel, clearing the board, okay? Bamboo, there's growth, okay? Resilience, be strong, be resilient. That's for the strength card. Flexibility is key to longevity, okay? There's good luck and prosperity here, but we need some enlightenment. Queen of Wands. Then we've got Spirit is listening. Okay, it's present. It knows what it's doing. Spirit is listening. And I feel like they're listening more to person number 2 because they're going through it. But they're here for both. Yeah, lack, empty chest, absence, loss, and scarcity. Person 1 had that 9 of Cups in the reverse. I'm lacking my person. Absolutely. Anything else, please, for the collective for this love reading? Storm warning. Yeah, I feel like that's that person too. They've just been through a storm. But not all storms come to disrupt your life. Some come to clear your path. Okay. And then just a couple more, please. Yeah. The dagger, fear and worry in a tense situation, and the cauldron. Something is stewing, simmering, and processing. Keep the faith. Opportunities are coming, okay? That's what I have for the love reading. I hope that resonated with you guys. If you liked my vibe and my content, give me a thumbs up. It helps the algorithm get my content seen. I'm available for personal readings and birth chart inquiries, and my information is in the description. You can find my email, Venmo, and Cash App. If you just want to slide me, coffee money as if something resonated, and you think that might earn coffee money, that's fantastic. My Venmo and Cash App are in the description. What do we have coming up? Let's see. Do I have anything scheduled for tomorrow? Yeah, I think we're doing Virgo tomorrow. Yeah, we're gonna do Virgo tomorrow. Yeah, because we just came through Cancer. We just came through Leo. Whatever. I have Virgo scheduled for tomorrow. So, if you stuck with me this long, thank you so much. And until I see you again in the next reading. Okay, thanks. Bye.